Welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice. Join me as we explore spirituality, self-help, and channeling spirits. Hello and welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice, spiritual medium. Thank you once again for tuning in to another action-packed show this week, as we're going to be diving deep with the subject matter, the uninvited. Also in this week's show, we have the channeling from Spirit, which sees me becoming a vessel for Spirit to bring their communications through. And also in this show, we have this week's energy forecast reading, which will hopefully help you navigate your way through the course, the twists and turns of this week. So then, without further ado, there's lots of information to share with you. So today's show, as I've already said, is called The Uninvited. So I'm talking about energy and thought forms that doesn't necessarily belong to you. And I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we've been happy-go-lucky going throughout our day-to-day duties, and then all of a sudden we feel down and we feel a little bit lower than what perhaps we did earlier in the course of that day. And there's been nothing to actually warrant us feeling that level of maybe lowness within our vibration or our thought forms there. And it's this what we're talking about. So what happens is, in this situation, generally I would advise people to backtrack. Where have you been in that day? Who have you been thinking about? Who's been on your mind? Also, what interactions have you had that day? It could be interactions online, social media, different platforms there. It could be maybe phone conversations or correspondence via messengers or emails or something of that nature there. Just backtrack and actually have a look where you've been with your energy. And probably on a subconscious level, unknowing to you, you've picked up on somebody else's frequency. And it's this frequency that's maybe overlapping and overwhelming your own, making you feel a little bit down in the dumps and feeling low and feeling drained and feeling tired, where previous to having these encounters, you didn't feel that way at all. So thought forms, as we've mentioned before, on one of the previous episodes, can be very interesting, because thought is energy is everywhere, and thought continually moves to and from us as we are transmitters and receivers of information. So with this being said, everybody's transmitting thought forms out into the ether. And this is where telepathy comes from as well, because we all have the ability, should we choose to focus and use it, on picking up on thought vibration and connecting into thought and what thoughts people have had. And so with me saying this, on many occasions on a subconscious level, we can be picking up on these thought patterns of other people. Again, hence the title of this episode, The Uninvited. So we haven't necessarily said, okay, let's see what we can pick up. We haven't been aware that we're doing this. Maybe on some level, energetic level, there is a chink in our armor, so to speak, our bubble, our energy, our frequency, where this thought form or vibration has found its way in to us as a transmitter and receiver. Whatever way that has found in, we've picked up on it, whether that has been on a subconscious level or not. It's latched onto us. And this is what we're talking about today. So first of all, in order to make sense and understand and know that you have this uninvited energy in your vibration, in your physicality there, how do we know that we have this? Well, first of all, it makes good practice, as you've probably heard me say on a previous episode, to know yourself. And I know that sounds very obvious, me stating this, but in actual fact, there's many people out there that just go throughout the day-to-day duties, and they do this, they do that, they go to work, they come back, they go to school, they come back. And some of these people, I'm not judging by saying this, it's just a general observation. You'll ask them, well, what do you enjoy doing? Oh, I don't know. And they'll generally say, I'm bored, I've got nothing to do. And you'll say, well, why haven't you got nothing to do? Well, I don't know, I'm bored. And they can't give you a straight answer. I would say that, in my observation, a lot of people like that, they don't know themselves, on a deeper level. And so taking that time to know yourself. So I'm talking about your personality traits, the way that you interact with the world. What are your belief systems? And actually, are they your belief systems, or are you just repeating belief systems from other people and you're sort of latching onto their ideals because it sounds good and it's very on point and very on trend? So there's all these things to consider. So going back to what I was saying there, knowing who you are, your likes, your dislikes, what feels good to you. Never mind what anybody else thinks or the general collective population, what their ideals are. Own your own vibration for a start. And what you will find is some of your own personal belief systems, what feel right to you, will not necessarily be in alignment with the general population. So it's taking that power back, owning who you are, and understanding who you are on a soul level. So when you arrive at that destination, and it's no easy feat, believe me, you have to take time out. You have to be comfortable about being on your own for periods of time. And in this period of time where you are on your own, you get to learn who you are as an individual. So going back to what we were saying, the first thing that you need to do is know who you are on a soul level. And when you have that, I would call this practice now, after you've discovered that, doing a baseline check. So what I'm referring to is, on a daily basis, check in with yourself, how you're feeling emotionally. What are you feeling within your physical body? Is there any aches and pains or uncomfortability with you? And what are your dominant thought processes just passing through your mind? Now, for some people, we can all get random thoughts that just pop into our mind, like, oh, I've got to go into town, I've got to pick that shopping up from that shop, and it just pops in your head. Well, that would be obviously considered part of your baseline check, as you're just checking in with yourself in that present moment, at the moment that you're doing this baseline check. And the reason why I say this is it gives you a reference point. So anything above or beneath those experiences won't be your energy. And when you understand that, this is when you can decipher, obviously, if there's any uninvited emotion, thought forms, or vibrations that are maybe clinging to you. So the second thing you need to be aware of at that stage is recognizing any distortions in your vibrations. So what's not necessarily aligning with the truth of who you are. So you may find that there's a dominant thought process that's quite negative, that all of a sudden is infiltrating your thought process and your mind, and you can't seem to shake your mind out of thinking these lower base thoughts. This is also an indication that you may be picking up on thought form or somebody else's vibration, and that is replaying in your mind in order to generate that lower vibrational frequency of fear, and also to pull your vibration down, to stop you shining, to stop you flourishing in your present moment. So it's recognizing these distortions. Is there any aches and pains on your physical body? When you're as fit as a fiddle and you look after yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally, you'll notice any slight distortions in your physicality and, also energetically around yourself. So feeling tired, overtired, when you know that you've had a full night's rest, when you know that you've had the adequate food and you've done the adequate keep fit and healthy lifestyle there. Well, when there's something amiss there, again, recognizing these distortions and being aware of it. Now, once you're aware of it, then go down the avenue of questioning it. Well, why have I got this? Why am I experiencing this? And where have I been today? Who have I socialized with? Have I connected with anybody online or over the phone? Like I say, any communications, and just backtrack. And after you've done the baseline check, you're aware of some distortions there. Then it's about doing a little bit of detective work. And what you will find is you'll locate the source of that energy or that thought form, where it's come from. And at this stage, this is where you can rid yourself of that vibration, of that thought form. And something that I would recommend how to do that is obviously pinpointing it, saying to it in your mind or out loud, I do not accept this. This is not my vibration. I did not invite you here. And I vibrate the vibration of love, light, peace, truth, and harmony. And the vibration you're offering isn't of any of those things. So you are to be removed from my vibration. Stating affirmations, something along those lines. I'm just riffing and giving you an example. But also I would suggest that music that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, that you love, play that. That will instantly heighten your vibration. And when you've heightened your vibration, these lower bass frequencies or thought forms cannot survive or exist in an environment where there's positivity, where there's passion, where there's high vibrational frequencies. So doing that, setting the intentions, music, singing, if you are a singer, or if you enjoy singing, sing, hum, heighten your vibration the best way you can. Even if you have a drum, like a Native American Indian drum, use that there. And then what I would recommend is that you also setting intentions whilst you're doing this. It's very important that you do this in this procedure, that you use white sage. And as you're saging around your physical body there, set intentions. If you just sage there and think that the sage is going to do the job for you, it won't. You have to set intentions. So I am clear, I am clean cleared, I am love, I am light, I am peace, truth, and harmony. And state affirmations of that nature there. As you're going around yourself, the technique is called smudging, and you would light some white sage, you would put the flames out, and then you would see like a surge of smoke being emitted from the white sage. It's at that point that you waft all of that smoke, that vapor around your physical body, all around, under your arms, over your head. Get somebody to stand behind you if you can, and do your back, in between the legs, all around the physical body, under the feet, as you're stating these affirmations. That's a way of ridding yourself of these lower bass frequencies, because you're heightening your vibration. You're removing the opportunity or an environment for that vibration to exist in and around you. Now, the fourth thing with this is, I would say, protection techniques. Get into the habit of protecting your vibration. Now, you can do this. I would recommend you put it into your daily practice. Like we all have to do. We get up in the morning, we go to the bathroom, we do our ablutions, we clean our teeth. Well, whilst you're cleaning your teeth or having a wash, or maybe doing your hair or applying the makeup, this is where you can put this protection technique into the mix there. And you can say in your mind, or you can say out loud if you feel confident enough. After all, when you do speak it out, it amplifies the intention and the energy around yourself. So basically, you're wanting to be asking to be placed in a ball or bubble of light. Now, it's up to you what you feel on a daily basis, what color you feel you're vibrating. And you want to state that you want to be placed in a bubble of light in all directions of time, in and around me in all directions of time. Then what you're wanting to be asking is that you want to be placed inside a mirror ball of reflective, protective energy in and around you in all directions of time. Then what I'd recommend that you state is that you want to be placed inside an energetic conch shell with the energetic spikes on in and around you in all directions of time. And here's the little add-on to this practice. You want to say as well, but I vibrate the vibration of love, light, peace, truth, and harmony, and healing and evidential information wherever I may go in all directions of time. So saying all of those things whilst you're doing your hair, doing your teeth, whatever, either out loud or in your mind, will set you up for the day, and it will protect your vibration to such a level that there's less chance of any of these uninvited vibrations coming into your aura, coming into your energy body there and pulling your vibration down. Now, with doing this as well, with me stating at the end there, but I vibrate the vibration of love, light, peace, truth, and harmony. The reason why I say that is simply because, yes, you are fully protected, but you don't want to be that much protected that you can't perform and you can't be yourself and interact with the environments that you're out and about in and the people that you're out and about with. So you're wanting to set that sort of caveat, if you like, that you vibrate the vibration of love and you can still interact with the world there and the people within it, within those vibrations of love, light, peace, truth, and harmony. So that's why I personally state that when I'm doing the affirmational work and protection in the morning there. So I'd certainly look at doing that. But also being aware of people's negative vibrations. So I'm sure we have friends, family, or even work colleagues, or even people that we just bump into and we have that interaction with. And all of a sudden we feel agitated in their vibration. We're very courteous, we say hellos, but we quickly make a sharpish goodbye there as well, because we can feel that energy draining from us. We can feel our light body being pulled in a certain direction, and it's making us feel uncomfortable, even though on a surface level, the energy and the vibration appears to those that are just maybe looking with their physical eyes, appears very innocent, gentle, and friendly. On an energetic level, it's a different story. And those of you that are paying attention and do that inner work and are aware of that baseline check that we spoke about earlier, will pick up on this. And you will find yourself just making, as I say, your excuses and leaving that environment so that you can retain that level of peace and tranquility there as well. Also, environments will sometimes give you this feeling. And I'll give you a little example. A few days ago, I went food shopping, to do my weekly food shop. And I went in a supermarket different to my usual one that I go to. And I just thought, well, it's on my way home. I'll just pop in and get my bits and bobs. Anyway, whilst I was there, I was finding the things I needed to do. I got the things I needed. And upon leaving that building with the shopping in the trolley, moving over to the van to take all of this into the van, I started to feel very dizzy. My eyes felt disorientated, and I felt like my vision I was looking down a periscope rather than having that peripheral vision like we all take for granted. My vision became very narrow. I started to feel dizzy, feeling a bit sick, feeling drained and feeling tired as well. And that was just from coming out of that location. So as I've described some of the techniques to you, what I did upon getting back home is I was aware what was going on. It felt like some sort of energetic attachment that had latched onto me. And I knew it was an energetic attachment because I felt this heaviness, this uncomfortable feeling in the lower part of my spine there, where it meets the pelvic area. So I instantly knew what it was. So I got in the home, I did the affirmational work, I did the saging work around my physical body, stating that I'm love, I'm light, I'm peace, truth, and harmony. You do not have permission to be here, and I am love. And so I was stating that, and I was very affirmative when I was stating it. I wouldn't use the term aggressive, but I was very sort of, I am love, very forceful, with the way that I was projecting it out there. And I was doing this verbally as well, not in my mind. I also employed the use of a Native American Indian drum, and similar to the white saging, I did the drumming all around my physical body, under the arms, between the legs, the back, where I was feeling this attachment. And I was drumming beats that felt in alignment with the treatment or the frequencies that needed to be emitted so that this negative attachment would be removed. So I was doing all of that, setting the intentions, singing and chanting as well. All in all, I would say I spent 10 or 12 minutes doing this procedure. Anyway, after doing that and setting my boundaries and being calm and confident in that practice there, I began to notice that my vibration returned back to normality. That vision that I was describing to you, where my eyesight felt very like I was looking down a periscope, very narrow, that changed, and I was aware of my peripheral vision again. The head pressure went. The pressure and sick feeling from my lower spine and my stomach area went. And I was aware that it was an entity that had taken an opportunity to latch on to pull my vibration down in order to stop me doing the work that I do, to capitalize on maybe facets of my personality within my subconscious mind that could be capitalized in order to evoke a vibration of fear. So I was aware of that, and I was aware of thought forms coming to the front of my mind that I don't have. I've dealt with that. I've done the inner healing. I've done the inner work. So to experience those thoughts coming up, I knew instantly that this is not me. This is not my thought forms. I've done the subconscious healing work. And this attachment, this vibration knew this and wanted to try and evoke back those emotions, those frequencies, so that this vibration could feed off of them, could feed off of that fear-based energy by generating this fear energy within me. But I was aware of it. I wasn't having it. It was uninvited, and so it was made to leave. I also call in Archangel Michael and the Band of Mercy during the procedure that I was describing to you there, again, to remove this attachment there. It was very interesting. So I thought today it would be very on point for me to talk about this, because there's a lot of this going on in and around our society there. So, all the things we've discussed on here today, bear this in mind, and you will pick up on these subtle changes, and hopefully you can catch these things before they do latch on and drain you of your essence. So this is why I'm bringing it up there as well. As I say, because these vibrations, if it is an entity, sometimes it's other people's thought forms or vibrations, as I've been describing. But for me, what I experienced was an entity. And like I say, it was trying to generate a process of fear so that it could latch on, so it could drain, so it could drain me of energy, so it could survive. Well, I wasn't having any of that. And so you've got to be very firm with this procedure. Don't just take it as a bit out there and away with the fairies, a little bit kooky and all of that. It's a very serious matter, because if left untouched or unrecognized, these thought forms that these entities will place in your mind could, if you allow it to, lead to depression, could lead to you feeling very anxious, getting a nervous disposition, and generally feeling unmotivated and unable to follow your path, your timeline in your life. So it's very important you recognize it and you take the appropriate action as soon as possible there as well. Also, in order to keep your energy high and vibrational, empowering yourself, celebrate your successes. Do it in such a way that you would say to another individual, you've done a good job there. The way that you did that was fantastic. The way that you handled this, and when, nobody says that to you a lot of the time, do they? So say it to yourself. Have that conversation in your mind and own your power there. And resonate the vibration of love as well as you're owning your power there, because this will repel any lower base frequencies, any thoughts, forms, and also any entities there. Now, with me stating all of these things, obviously I'm telling you from personal experience, I did my personal protection that day I was referring to when I went to the other shopping supermarket that I don't normally go to. And I had that protection up, but I feel as though for me it was a test, because I was aware in this different environment, there was a different level of lighting, and a lot of retailers use different lighting in order to show the products off in a different lighting there. Also, it emits a frequency in itself, the lighting. And if you notice, in most supermarkets, people tend to walk around in a zombified stupor. And I'm not being judgmental when I say that. It's a bit of an observation. I've felt it personally when I've gone in, and I've pinpointed that down to the environment. The lighting has a frequency, and it puts you in that sort of zombified state where you just do what you've got to do. You pick up that product and you're sort of drawn to certain brandings or artwork or colorations. It has a hypnotic quality. And I feel it was in that different environment with a different lighting that induced that feeling within me, that also led to me being more susceptible, even though I vibrate the vibration of love, light, peace, truth and harmony and healing and wisdom and evidential information. There was a chink that opened up in the armor, which allowed this, shall we say, this thought, this vibration, this entity to latch on some degree there. So it was a lesson for me, and I was aware of it straight away, and I acted accordingly. And this would only come about by me doing the inner work and knowing who I am as an individual, that made me very aware of it. So it's very important that you're on the ball, on a daily basis. It can catch anybody off guard, even those like myself that do all the inner work, do all the protection. You've still got to be on guard and on your ball there. So pay attention. Also, knowing what you want and focusing on that will heighten your vibration. There's a lot of people that don't necessarily know what they want. They muddle through life. Again, I'm not judging. It's just a general observation. So having that clarity and putting your positive intentions and emotions and energy on that, and you'll find that this will keep your vibration buoyant. It will keep you high vibrational. It will also keep you in a positive mindset, and you'll be drawn to environments that replicate that, environments of peace and tranquility, and anything that pulls your vibration down, you won't be drawn to that, or you'll instantly remove yourself from that environment until you do move into an environment of peace and tranquility. But most of all, standing in your own personal power. And as I say, not accepting the uninvited guests. Uninvited guests such as thought forms of a lower vibration, energy of a lower vibration, and entities that are chances that are trying to latch onto your vibration in order to hitch a ride, to feed off you, feed off of some of your subconscious belief systems that may be laying dormant, or that this entity has been aware that you've dealt with some of those things, but there's remnants of those emotions still there. So pay attention, stand in your power, be alert, be on your guard, and follow through with some of the procedures that I've described in this episode. And you will be more than okay. You'll be fine. You'll be protected. Just trust. See it as a lesson if you do experience this. But now you have the tools to know what to do when you do encounter any of the experiences that I've just described to you. Well, now we're moving into the next segment of the show, which is this week's channeling from the world of spirit. And as we've mentioned before on these shows, the vibration, the energies are changing in our environment, in our atmosphere. So with this being said, it makes it more important for me personally, to do the channeling, to keep my vibrations high, to keep the protection up, and also to watch what I'm eating, what I'm consuming in terms of media, in terms of interactions with people. And so I've been finding to enable myself to hold this vibration with spirit, I'm having to sort of choose wisely where I spend my time and my energy with and around individuals in particular there as well. And in many respects, it can be quite a lonely journey, I'll be honest with you. But as we've said on here, we're never truly alone because spirit are always around us. Our family, our friends and loved ones are always there to console us, to inspire us, to guide us. And the right people that resonate with us come in at the right time. So I just thought I'd share this other side of being a vessel for spirit to come forward. It's not necessarily something that you do half-heartedly. If you're committed to doing it, you have to be committed to the changes and your vibration that you have to hold, and that clarity and that sort of that truth that you have to hold, that space that you have to keep very precious for spirit to blend their frequencies in order to come through and bring forward this information. So as ever, I really enjoy doing it. I feel very honored that spirit have allowed me to work with them on this level in order to bring these communications through. I'm very, very amazed at the information that they come through. They're very on point, and it's very helpful, I find, in my own life anyway, listening back to it. So I'm looking forward very much so to listening back to this week's channeling. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's channeling from Spirit.
Hello. We'd like to discuss the topic of being authentic to your true essence. It's something that you're all going to have to face at one point or another, where you are no longer allowed, shall we say, by the universal laws and energy to masquerade as something that you are not. Your true self will shine and radiate through. This will be very relieving to you, but also will cause an element of confusion with people that have observed you or maybe have known you for quite some time. You will feel relieved, as we say, and you will feel this sense of alignment with no restrictions, with no boundaries, this sense of freedom, this sense of being who you are and allowing everyone to experience it. There's going to be a lot of this occurring in your present moment timeline, where people will be radiating this beautiful energy, this essence of truth, this essence of freedom, and having to relearn everything they thought was the truth. They will find themselves, including you also, having to go through your timeline on your life path and having to remove certain teachings or indoctrinizations that were given to you that aren't the truth, that do not resonate from the truth. It will be an emotional time for you all, but a very rewarding one nonetheless, as you flow with truth vibrations. You will notice around your planet that everything is changing. The way that you perceive your world will be changing. The colors will seem more vivid and brighter. The sounds that you hear will sound clearer. They will sound resonating with your spirit. Everything will become more brighter and beautiful as you simply allow. That's all it takes. allow and stop overthinking things. Go with the flow of your heart. This is going to occur from now moving onwards, and it's going to happen in such a pace that some of you will feel overwhelmed with this level of truth that you won't know who you are until you really give in to those vibrations and just observe. Then you will know. It's a feeling you felt all your life, and now you're going to feel it and honor it. So thank you for listening. We hope this information finds you well. Goodbye for now.
We'd also like to add to that, may we say, that there's going to be some lovely changes coming in for a lot of you. A lot of you have been struggling in your life, struggling to make ends meet, struggling to accept the abundance that's already here with your name stamped on it. There's going to be those of you that have been yearning for relationships and better friendships. Well, all of these things, when you vibrate the vibration of truth, will naturally fall into alignment towards you. All you have to start to do is see it in a light that you do deserve it, you are worthy, this is already yours, it's been assigned to you. Never mind what's been told to you in the past, you've got to do this, you've got to work very hard for this to get that. No, 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 no. What you do have to do, however, is do the inner work, vibrationally accepting and allowing. That's all you need to do, and you'll find that there'll be a lot of people that will be amazed about what they can achieve in their life at a very short time frame when they've adopted this new way of belief system, this new way of thinking, and accepting that it's already here. You just got to match up with it. And this is something you've been, shall we say, you've been steered away from. Because if you knew all of this previously, you would have been able to change the timelines. Not only your own timelines, but the timelines of a certain agenda that has been playing out in your reality. So it's only when you take your truth back that you can understand that everybody has this ability to connect in what's truly and rightfully theirs. So focus on those things and you'll find them coming into your life at a rapid pace. Now, just because they're coming into your life doesn't always necessarily mean that everything's going to be rosy and sunshine and daisies. You've still got to maintain this vibration of that it is yours and you are worthy. Those words, you are worthy, that will be the most internal struggle that you'll ever have to go through. And what we're saying by saying this is that you've been led down a merry dance, down a merry avenue to believe that you're not worthy. So when you've been told that, excuse me, when you've been told that for most of your existence you're not worthy and you've got X equals Y and all of this, you've got to do this to obtain that, then it's going to be quite a struggle. But we say to you, you have to remove what you've been taught. You have to start afresh. You have to ignore the doctrinizations that all of you, and we'll say that again, all of you have experienced on some level. So ignoring that and trusting these new feelings, that's right, feelings rather than thoughts. Feelings will tell you that you're worthy. Feelings will tell you that something's coming in, wanting to align with you and match up. Now this could be a relationship, it could be friendships, could be connections, connection to business and work. It may even be financial opportunity or finances coming your way, but we say that you will feel it first before you start to see it manifesting in your life. So when you get these little intuitive nudges, we say to you, don't ignore them.
Give them center stage and bask in the energy. Allow yourself to daydream whilst you're feeling these emotions. This is what it takes to generate that level of belief system that it's already here, it's already yours, you are worthy. And if we could advise you anything, we would state to you that having a mantra of some form that states, I am worthy, that you say to yourself will actually unblock and unlock the spells that have been cast on you, telling you that you're not worthy. So you see, you've got to reprogram your subconscious mind and follow your emotions in order to bring this into form. So lots of changes happening at the moment. We say to you that it's time for you to take your innate power back, as you are worthy, you are deserving, and we adore you and applaud all of your efforts. Thank you for listening. We're going to pass you over to somebody else next who wants to pop in. Bye for now.
You know what? I love coming through. This is the first time for me to come through. But nevertheless, I spread these words of love and devotion to you. And I say to you that this is a time of plenty, a time of perseverance, a time of love and companionship, a time of ascension. It is a time of the ultimate heaven on earth. And it is within your reach to create these beautiful landscapes, these beautiful energetic harmonies. You have the opportunity to do that now, when you listen and follow the information that has been shared with you today. I leave you with this one message. Resonate higher. I will say that again. Resonate higher. Thank you. I send my love and blessing.
Absolutely incredible messages there from Spirit as ever. And it seems to be a reoccurring message, a theme throughout all of those three communicators there. What I did enjoy about was it telling us, there was all telling us to be authentic, and we have to face things, the confusion in others when they see the changes within us, when we allow ourselves to go through that phase of reprogramming the subconscious as well, and aligning with our true essence, our true authenticity, having to recognize and find the truths with any one situation as well. Very interesting that they should talk about removing the old belief system, things that we've been brought up to believe are true, when in essence, when we connect in with our higher truth, our authenticity, those elements and facets are no longer resonating with us on such a level. And it's removing those in order for us to feel the truth of who we are there as well. But with this being said, it was interesting to hear that by doing all of these things, everything will appear clearer, will appear brighter to us, will resonate with us on a different level there than perhaps we've ever perceived within our lifetime up until this point there. But encouraging to hear that big happy changes are coming in, and that we all have the abundance that we desire, that we need. It's interesting to hear them talk about that it's already here, and it's a case of us actually allowing and accepting ourselves to vibrate and resonate with those frequencies, so that we match up and align and accept the truth of who we are and the abundance that is here for us to serve us. As all of these things come into alignment with us. So I really enjoyed the way that they put this in this communication today. What I did enjoy is the words that they chose to use to help us reprogram the subconscious mind. And that is, you are worthy. You are worthy. And how many times have we all gone through our lives, twists and turns in our lives, where we've been told the latter, other things other than that we are worthy and that you've got to do this to get that and you've got to do that. And so it's very interesting to hear Spirit talk about that. That's not the case at all. It's just a case of readdressing our belief systems, clearing the things that no longer serve us anymore, and then simply allowing and matching with the vibration of the lifestyle, the life that we desire, that we are wanting to experience. And nice to hear that that is already here waiting for us. In fact, it's waiting for us to move out the way so that we can embrace it in our now and current present moment. So lovely, very encouraging to hear that from Spirit there as well. And that by owning our truth will allow us to do that. So in order to get to our truth, we've got to let go of the things that are no longer the truth or never have been the truth, but we were led down a pathway to believe that it was true, and it is the facts. And so I can imagine that this is going to be quite a transformative time, a lot of frustration with people going through this, having to question everything, having to feel their way through life rather than overthink it and overanalyze it, feeling if it's right. And if something rings true, it resonates, doesn't it? It feels light, it feels vibrant. So trusting the vibrations through this process there, but also holding that vibration of authenticity throughout this will help us to carry on experiencing our true authenticity, our new vibration. So start and have faith and remove, like they say, old belief systems there. Trust your feelings, as we've already said there, and allow ourselves to daydream. Now, that's something very encouraging, isn't it? As I'm sure you'll all agree, we all love to daydream and visualize and experience things, what we desire. And so it's nice to have that permission, shall we say, in order to do that. So wonderful messages there from Spirit. And I did like the use of words there as the mantras as well. Mantras will help us unlock the spells that have been cast on our subconscious mind to stop us from manifesting and allowing ourselves to align with these truth vibrations there. And the last communicator, I love the fact that he said it's a time of plenty, perseverance, love to create our heaven on earth. And his key word for us was resonate higher. So whatever we're experiencing, resonate higher with that. Fascinating insights there from Spirit. Anyway, we're moving on to the next segment of the show, this week's energy forecast reading. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
Hello, my name is Glenn Boddice and I'm a spiritual medium, and welcome to this week's energy forecast reading for the week commencing Monday the 20th of November 2023. Now, those of you that have watched me work before will know that I work with my spirit guides and helpers and also consult the Wisdom of the Angel tarot cards. So what I'm about to do is just shuffle the pack and allow a card to come out for this week's energy forecast reading. And right on cue, here is your card. So basically, what I feel this week is there's lots of changes coming in for us all, and I feel as though you will have a sense of not wanting to release old systems, old belief systems, old patterns that you've been working through these past 12 months. However, I am being told that this is for the betterment of yourself, as I do sense that this week will uncover some hidden truths that you've been masquerading over with following these patterns that you've been going through within your life. Also, I feel that this week there's going to be a triggering of your adrenal gland. And so watch out for you having that sort of fight or flight mode kick in this week. The key to it is just keeping calm, breathe through it, relax, and allow that energy to flow through. Don't hold on to it because it's not yours. Just pay attention to that also. There's going to be, like I say, some of your belief systems triggered also this week, as I feel as though you are changing and evolving into a new version of yourself. And this week, you'll start to witness some of those changes taking place. Some may be perceived as good changes. Some may be perceived as bad changes. However, I feel long term you will see the benefit in the situations that are unfolding for you this week. I feel as though it's a kickstart into a new way of being, a new life, a high vibrational life. But in order to get to that level, you have to go through these steps and this process this week. I also sense within this week, you'll feel very lethargic, very tired. So please look after yourself. If you feel the need to take a rest or maybe have a nap in the afternoon, you have that opportunity to do so, go with the flow and just allow yourself to go with that. If you don't have that opportunity, then I would certainly suggest to go to bed a little bit earlier of an evening so that you're recalibrating, recharging your energy, and you're working your way through this process that we speak of. I also sense that within this week, your heart chakra is going to be opening up, and you'll find yourself being more sensitive than perhaps you've been before. You'll also be letting somebody close in. I feel as though it's a newcomer, letting a newcomer into your life and opening up a little bit more, perhaps more so than what you've done in the past. With this being said, I feel as though you'll enjoy every step of the process of unfoldment and opening up on that level there. So let's take a look into the card. Okay, so at the top of the card, we've got number 11. So I'd like you to research the angel number of number 11. And also I'm being encouraged to tell you to add the two digits together. So 1 and 1 is 2, and research the angel number of number 2 there as well. Also, when we look at the number 11, it looks like two parties, doesn't it, coming together, 1 and 1, two individuals coming together. So I feel as though that goes in alignment with what we were saying about this opening of the heart there this week. Underneath that, it says the word strength. So I feel as though this is telling you to hold your ground, keep pushing through, but also hold your resolve. There's going to be quite a lot of triggers this week. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated with these triggers. Instead, breathe your way through it and feel your way through it. Feel the high vibrational activity occurring rather than focusing on the very thing that caused that adrenaline reaction that we spoke of earlier there. So looking at the bottom of the card, there's an inscription that reads, "The grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness. Time to embrace how wonderful you are." Fantastic sentiment there. And in many respects, it goes in line with what my guides were saying about that these changes are coming in. They're there to kind of trigger you, but they're also there to get you into a new level of thinking, a new way of living, a new way of being. And in getting to that new level, there's a blessing in disguise in these situations that we speak of this week. So taking a look at the artwork of the card, I'm drawn basically to the edge of the card. As you can see, it's a purple-blue color. So to me, the purple represents numerous things. It represents sensitivity, protection and guidance from spirit and your spirit guides and helpers. So watch out for you feeling that gentle encouragement from the world of spirit this week, and also that protection there as well. The blue in that represents, I feel as though it's talking about your emotions, you being more open-hearted, you being more sort of using your communication skills basically to allow some of those emotions to come out rather than holding on to them and stewing on them. In the artwork itself, we've got this beautiful lion there. So I'd like you to research the animal totem of the lion, but to me it represents the king of the jungle, doesn't it? It's talking about the crown chakra there. It's talking about being open to new possibilities, new ideas, new ways of being. It's also talking about the star sign of Leo as well. That is very prominent. And also it's talking about the masculine energy, taking charge, having that leadership knowledge to know when to strike and when to rest. As we said earlier, it's about when you feel that inclination to recharge your batteries, follow that intuition and catch up. Because with the adrenaline being triggered, what you will find is that it will drain your energy. So make sure you're recharging your batteries this week. Also in this card, we have a lamb there as well. So I'd like you to research the animal totem of the lamb, the sheep, as that will also give you some additional information. But I feel as though it's talking about being sensitive, being mild, being meek, being open to these changes and being acceptant to them rather than trying to control everything. And by doing that, you'll go with the flow and life will present itself to you in a marvelous and miraculous way, almost magical in many respects. We have this beautiful divine feminine there that's looking rather sheepishly. If we look at her eyes there, she's looking off, almost looking to the side, thinking, is anybody coming? So there's that element of paranoia there, isn't there? So it's encouraging you to trust your sensitivity this week and also to have that level of trust with the help from Spirit. You've got nothing to worry about, even though at first glance it may feel that way and seem that way because of the triggers that are coming in. Trust, believe, and be open to receive. Those are the key words that my guides are telling me to tell you. Now, there's also lots of light and stars in this card there as well. So light's indicating spirit, it's indicating wisdom, it's indicating actually light is being shed into a dark situation. So in other words, these old belief systems that you've been carrying around that you weren't aware of up until this point, light's going to be shown on them so that they can be healed and let go of. So again, look at that positivity in your situation this week, as I feel that that will be your utmost benefit this week there as well. There's also some shrubbery in this card there as well. So it's talking about nature, it's talking about grounding your energies, and that will also clear your mind and calm that adrenal gland, that fight or flight vibration that we were speaking of earlier. So that's what I picked up for your forecast reading for this week. Thank you for hearting, liking, commenting and sharing. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard on here and you would like to support the work I do, I have got a Buy Me a Coffee link below, above or below this video. And basically it's a virtual tip jar. So if you feel inclined to send a donation, it will be gratefully received and used in accordance with the work that I do to help as many people spiritually grow and expand their conscious awareness there. If you'd like one of my services, a one-to-one private reading, you can find me at www.glenboddicespiritualmedium.com or find me on Facebook, Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium, and make your booking there. Please join me every Monday at 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time with my radio show From Beyond with Glenn Boddice on www.pulsetalkradio.com, talking about all things spiritual, paranormal, and self-help. Have a blessed week, everybody. Bye for now.
Well, it sounds like we're in for a very interesting week this week, with lots of twists and turns there. Interesting to hear about the adrenal gland being triggered and as being triggered by certain aspects within our life this week, and to breathe through the situation rather than actually embodying that element of, shall we say, lower vibrational, that fight or flight mode there as well. So interesting to hear that. Anyway, I wish everybody every success with their own private life and their life this week ahead. So I hope you've enjoyed this show as much as my spirit guides and myself have in placing it all together for you. I hope you can take some wisdom and information from the information that's been exchanged and shared with you. And can I extend the invitation to everybody that's listening, if you have any stories of the paranormal nature, self-help, or any spiritual development stories that you'd be happy to share with the show and be comfortable with me reading them out on the show, on air, then it would be fantastic to hear from you. And how you can reach me is by going to my website, www.glenboddicespiritualmedium.com, or you can email me at glennboddice@live.co.uk. And as ever, it would be wonderful to hear from you and to make that connection with you on this level. So whatever it is you're doing this week, make sure that you're making time for you. Don't overthink things. Trust your vibrations, go with the flow, and enjoy and be grateful for every moment. Anyway, I'll see you at the same place, same time next Monday, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, www.pulsetalkradio.com.
Thank you for listening to From Beyond. For more information about what products and services Glenn provides, go to glennboddicespiritualmedium.com.